Hi guys, my name is Cleon Walker and I'd like to welcome you to the screencast number 2 in this series, which forms part of the requirements of an operating system platform class tutored by Mr. Andre Cadogan. What we're going to be looking at in this screencast is the preparation of a virtual environment and the installation of an operating system. We're going to be looking at the installation and setting up of a virtual environment via VirtualBox, and the installation of Windows Server 2008 onto a virtual machine from an ISO image. For those of you who don't know what an ISO image is basically an electronic file format that is an identical copy of an optical disc, be it a CD, DVD, or Blu-ray disc. ISO images are usually created from optical discs, or they can be used to recreate optical discs through the use of appropriate software. The ISO image contains all the individual data files, track and sector information that is to be found on the optical disc, and it stores it in the identical file format that is found on the given optical disc also. One of the differences between an ISO or disk image and a regular file is that you don't open a ISO image. It has to be mounted, which is basically the equivalent of you or me taking a physical optical disc, be it a CD, DVD, or Blu-ray disc, and putting it into optical disc drive so that the data contents contained in it can be read. So instead of using Server 2008 installation CD to install the operating system on the virtual machine, we're actually going to be using an ISO image of the installation CD to install it on the virtual machine. If you want more information on ISO images and ISO image format, you can probably check Wikipedia as a first primer, or just do a basic search in your from your web browser. What I would like to really do now is to get into the actual practical aspects of the installation and setting of the virtual machine and the installation of Windows Server 2008. So let's get to that now. Alright folks, what we're going to be doing is downloading the virtual machine application that we're going to be utilizing during this user screencast to install and configure the operating systems that we covered earlier. Okay, so we're going to VirtualBox. We're looking for the VirtualBox application. I'm going to virtualbox.org simply because screen is less cluttered. Personal choice, you choose the one that's appropriate for you. Since I'm running a Windows-based host, or my system has a Windows-based operating system, I'm downloading the associated files for Windows-based OS's operating systems. I'm also going after the extension pack. Alright, so saving the associated file. As you can see, we have the VirtualBox 4.1.6 being downloaded, as well as its extension pack. So once we have these items downloaded, we're going to install and prepare the virtual environment for the installation and configuration of the operating systems that we're going to touch on throughout the series. Okay guys, as you can see, I have the VirtualBox installation file and the associated extension pack that I downloaded earlier on my desktop. What we're going to do now is install the VirtualBox application on my machine, as well as the extension pack, and then create a new virtual machine onto which we will be installing our first operating system, which is Windows Server 2008 Enterprise Edition. I click on the VirtualBox installation file and I select Run as Administrator. The setup wizard comes up, which will take us through the installation process. I select Next. It's a custom setup, and you see where you can select the way you want the features installed. Oracle VM VirtualBox 4.1.6 application. This feature requires 130 megabytes on your hard drive. It has 3 of 3 sub-features selected. These sub-features require 936 kilobytes. Here you see a location specified for the installation of the VirtualBox application and its associated file. However, I don't want to store the application in that location, so I'm gonna click on browse, and basically I'm just gonna select the part that I want to use for the installation of the application, or provide a part, I should say, for the installation of the application. So I'm gonna do that now. I click OK. As you can see, the location for the storage of the application is associated subfeatures has changed to the part that I have specified. I click next. I can choose from the options below to create a shortcut in the quick launch bar, and I create a shortcut on my desktop. I don't want to create a shortcut in the quick launch bar, so I deselect that option, just go in with the shortcut on the desktop. I say next. It is a warning. Network interfaces installing the VirtualBox VM, the Oracle VM VirtualBox 4.1.6 network feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from your network. So it warns you about that and asks you to proceed. Now I'm saying yes. I just ready to install. I click install. The installation process should start shortly. While the installation process is taking place, I will be prompted as to whether or not I want to install certain device software. I'm going to select the install option for each one of the options, and the process should continue along as required. See, it's copying new files. Here we go. If you like to install device software for Oracle Corporation Universal Serial Bus, I say install. As well as installing type of libraries, you will notice that the shortcut created on the desktop is created on the desktop as I had specified. Device software, you like to install this device software, I'm going to say install. Network adapters device, I'll say install. And the installation process should complete shortly, and then we're going to see about installing the extension pack. So I'm just going to wait for the installation process to complete, and I'm going to jump back in when necessary. And there it is, it's completed. When I click on finish, the option selected here is to start the VirtualBox application immediately. I don't want to do that. I deselect that. I click finish simply because when I am installing, I click to install the extension pack, the VirtualBox application is going to start anyway. So I click finish. I double click to install the extension pack. The VirtualBox manager comes up, and it's going to prompt me on the installation of the extension pack. So you have a VirtualBox question. You're about to install a VirtualBox extension pack. Extension packs complement the functionality of VirtualBox and can contain system-level software that could be potentially harmful to your system. Please review the description below and only proceed if you have obtained the extension pack from a trusted source. Well, we know we got the extension pack from virtualbox.org, so that's not a worry. And what is being installed with the extension pack is the USB 2.0 host controller, VirtualBox RDP, remote desktop protocol, Pixie ROM with E1000 support. Pixie stands for pre-boot execution environment. I'm going to say install. There's a license agreement. You should always read your license agreement before accepting it. It's good standard operating procedure. So I go down, I agree to the license agreement, and the installation process of the extension pack will begin and end pretty quickly. There it is. The extension pack has been successfully installed. I click OK. So I have now installed the VirtualBox application on to my machine. When we have created, we're now going to create a new virtual machine. Once we do that, the name of the virtual machine is going to appear in this pane, and any virtual machines created thereafter is going to appear in this pane. And on the right of the pane, you're going to have the parameters or the properties of the given virtual machine.